testimony. I can give so many testimony of the goodness and faithfulness of God, but I like to give testimonies to young people because I know the struggle, as we call it in our generation, is very real. I can give so many testimonies, but most of my testimonies come from periods of my life where I felt most isolated. And those periods of my life would be when I was off to school. Going off to school can be very challenging. You're away from your family, you're away from your friends, you're away from your church family, extended family, you're away from what you call home. You're away from the nest, you're away from the warmth of family and all that you've come to know and experience over the years. But worst of all, going off to school is extremely expensive. It's a difficult challenge. And so I often share with young people that God will provide the resources for you once you trust Him and you're faithful to Him. Amen. When I was off to school, that was a challenge for me financially, because the school where I was at, they decided to increase tuition by 10%. Now, I was already getting the marks that an international student could get. I had already gotten a scholarship from Ministry of Education, and I got a scholarship from Life at Key. So I'm thinking in my mind, why would, of all times, Lord, of all times when a situation could arise, why would I need my tuition to go up 10% right now? Why? On top of that, the health insurance plan went up as well. So it became more costly to get health insurance, and of course as students you're required to have health insurance. I prayed about it, I fasted on it, I called my mother, called my grandmother, and we prayed on it. The next day I was in the international student's office, and I was discussing the matter with the director of the international student office, and he said, well, Thurl, you're already getting the marks that we can normally give international students. But just write a letter to me, and I will give it to the faculty board that deals with grievances that students have or any issues that arises. And I'll give it to the president of the university and see what he says, if he'll release some additional funding for you to help with your tuition. We can't promise you anything because, of course, what we do for one, we have to feel obligated to do for everybody. And it wouldn't be fair if you're getting the marks and still asking for more. So, this request is kind of out on the limb to even be attempting this kind of request. But I went on faith nonetheless. And I spoke with him and I said, I really need you to try to work this out for me. I really need you to try to come through for me. Whatever you can give me additionally is fine with me. It'll help to make it up. To my surprise, they gave me an additional $3,000. Okay? That was the first set of funds that I received. It didn't end there. A friend of mine said, are you going to this NABA meeting tonight? I said, who's NABA? NABA is National Association of Black Accountants. And I explained to him that I'm not an accounting major, I'm finance and economics. He said, well, no, you should probably go. There's this lady there, Amber, she's looking to recruit more students to join this organization. We need more black people in the accounting field. We're ready. I said, okay, I'll go tonight and I'll see what they have to offer. And as she was discussing the scholarship program, I said, well, I'd like to apply for a scholarship. She said, well, Thurl, you're not an accounting major. Your majors are finance and economics, but I will still put it in for you and see what happens. To God be praised, that was an additional $2,500.
Amen. Amen.
Then an organization called Golden Key, and another organization called Omicron Delta Kappa. They're honors fraternities, so they look for students. They come on campus to join their honors fraternity, and they gave a presentation on campus. I spoke with the heads of both of those fraternities and asked if scholarship funds were available. They confirmed that, and that was an additional $1,500 each.
Amen.
That's an additional $3,000. So in a space of a few weeks, I had gotten 8 $8,000 additional funding for my tuition.
Amen.
That was probably a period of my life that was roughest. That was a period of my life when, you know, my parents could afford to send $150. I thought $150 was like $1 million. You know, if my grandmother or my aunt or my uncle could send $120, I thought $120 was like a gift from God. And so to receive $8,000 in the space of a few weeks was a miracle for me. That was a period where, you know, my friends were Africans, and, you know, we would pool together and go to the grocery store, you know, split the bill. The struggle is real. This is the college hustle life. You know, I had a job on campus working as a security officer for the residence hall at nights, and I had to work sometimes double shift. So I would have to work from 4 to 12 at night, then from 12 to 8 in the morning, and have class from 8 to 12 the following day. So you're working 16 hours a day and going to class for 4 hours a day. So that's 16 plus 4, that's 20 hours a day. Last time I checked, there's only 24 hours in a day. 16 of them you're working, 4 you're going to class. But God is faithful, brethren. He always shows up just when we need him most. And when we pray to God, when we allow our petitions to be known, when we trust him, even though we cannot trace him, even though we cannot see him sometimes in the midst of our storms, life sends all kinds of calamities, setbacks, turmoil, despair, but we only hold on to God's unchanging hand. Because we can trust his character, we can trust his word, and we can trust his will for our lives. Have a blessed Sabbath.